And we're gonna do a dash build now. Yeah, we just did that Scotty thing. We're gonna do a dash Merris now. We did ball lightning in the past, so I'm gonna do a different dash to see what sort of thing we got going on. You want to change this chest? Wait, what's our legend office if I take that off? 81%. Yeah, we're gonna take off this chest piece. Tab 5. This one. I'm gonna do this, just for the cooldown reduction and the experience gain. Now, we did ball lightning in the past, so now I'm going to showcase one of the other strong dashes, and that's either going to be Vortex or Trail of Fire. Now that we have more dash gear, I can actually make this work. I hope. We are running some experience per second in the form of this Arcane Stone, but also this dash ring has experience per second on it as well, which is quite nice. So we are going to get some early levels like that. If this is Masters, it's not. Okay. Don't want that. We do want Justice, though. We want her for Inner Peace, but we also want her for Fine Shield. Because the way that I'm talented for this is I run High Sork. High Sork gives a lot of general damage percent, which is multiplicative to other sources of general damage percent that aren't from within the talent tree. And since this gives a lot, it pairs very nicely with gear, but also it pairs very nicely with Crom for God of War. Now we're going to do Trail of Fire, so we're going to banish these, and we're going to roll until we see Trail of Fire, and hopefully... we could just take that. It's fine. It's a one-pointer. That is only 15% damage increase, though. We probably shouldn't have done it. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Just had dinner, and it's fighting to come back out. So we got the main two gods. We need to find Crom. We actually have to spend our dice until we see him, though. Let's get rid of these. Could do charge. Charge could be funny. We'll do Trail Fire. The goal was already Trail Fire, so we'll do Trail Fire. Well, we're depressed. Well, we have the main gods locked in. That's the important part. Should have just took that charge. Oh well. But the content. No. The smart option would have been just to take charge in that scenario and just done a charge run. Hopefully we get Divine Shield. Nope, we're gonna alter into Trail of Fire. What is going on? Alright, we'll take the attack and then we'll just banish the attack the next time we see it. That will remove all the attacks from the pool then. Okay. This will end up being a lightning ring run. Trust, look, it's going to be one of these. Yeah, lightning circles. Look. Unironically, this is probably going to do all that damage until we actually have Trail of Fire. Bruh. We are being royally screwed over right now. Luckily, we have Inner Peace, though. It's going to recuperate a lot of this damage. Okay, alteration. Trail of Fire, it's expert, but it's fine. We have Summer. We can, we have, you know, that chick. The one that's healing us right now. Justice. We have Justice, we can eventually make a Masters anyway. Yeah, for some reason, it makes the sound of charge every time you dash, and I'm not sure why when that happens with Trail of Fire. We want First Strike, we want Divine Shield, we want all the Crom dash stuff. That doesn't really matter. Oh, we need to banish the attack though. We're never going to attack. We'll take Amber. God of War, now we're going to get silly numbers. Yeah, if I look at my thing right now, so we have one level in a cast, so that's 15%. We have 222% from this. We had around 140% from gear, so we should be at like 800 to 900, maybe even 1,000% global damage right now. Yeah, we're at 748. Okay. When I had the other chest on, it was around 1,000, I think, in the other video. So that was where my math came from. But if we get cast here, we'll take Retribution just for the healing. Merris makes pretty much. If you compare Act 1, like if you go back and you look at some of my Nixie videos from Act 1, you compare that to Merris right now, it's so funny how Merris is literally the dash character. Like, she makes all the dash builds work, whereas in the past it was Nixie. Nixie was the dash character. Merris could make lifelink dash builds, but mostly any other dash was just Dixie. Because of how cool off worked and her luck signs. Now the downside to Trail of Fire is the fact that you have to literally rugby tackle people to get it to work. Trail of Fire though. But when it works, oh boy does it work. This is perfect. Oh, we want both of these. I'm gonna take Rampage to begin with though. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine, because Pandemonium exists. So we probably could have took the, yeah, there you go, Divine Shield. So now we're at 814. Cool. We get some nutty values from this. We'll draw some nice pictures later with Trail of Fire, it's okay. But we need more duration. If you do what I was going for, well done. If I can get some first strike pieces on gear as well, I feel like that'd be funny. Like some damage to undamage. Get that, plus then God of War. Get a bunch of other stuff. Get some dash damage. And then do a Ball Lightning one-tap build. I'm pretty sure you'd one-shot anything you collide with, including bosses. Nice. Don't really want Fire Dragon, because that's gonna steal the show. So we're gonna take Fire Dragon. Nah, it's not gonna steal the show. The full process is it's a 1-point summon, so it's gonna eat up one of the slots without us having to invest into other summons. And it's gonna remove stuff like Fire Elementals from the pool. It's gonna remove stuff like I think I already banished Blood Swords, but it will remove that from the pool. Gehenna's fine. But it also saves us a Vanish, basically. We are very slow, though. We want this to be high rarity, so we'll just keep taking Rampage for now. So basically, you will have Ball Lightning doing more damage per hit. Ball Lightning will be able to get up to, like, say, 3 million a hit. But those hits will be a lot more scarce. So you'll have, like, 20-second intervals where you don't do anything, right? Or around 13 on average, I'd say, where you're not doing anything and you're just dashing around waiting for Ball Lightning to be able to proc again. Trail of Fire, on the other hand, will do less damage per hit, still hit pretty hard, but allow you to spam it. So this is why Trail of Fire, in my opinion, is the better dash. It's very good. Like, the consistency is much higher. Now, if you manage to do what Faye is doing in the Discord, who is basically aiming to get dash duration everywhere possible, you will eventually be able to have Ball Lightning just be permanent, basically. Like, you'll have Ball Lightning just always be active in between the proc cooldowns. Which is probably the way to go. But I ain't that patient to wait for gear for that. Alright, we need to find some shrines, because our movement speed department is definitely struggling. Make sure to back tap. Oh, that's a shrine I like to see right there. You know what that shrine is, guys? That shrine right there, that is budget justice. This is movement speed. Oh, look at that. We're moving at normal person walking pace. Isn't that great? We're basically playing Lorien at his just entry level of entering the run. The only reason our movement speed is this trash, by the way, is because these boots only have 11, but has 30% recharge speed, which is honestly incredible. If the armor rolled into some more movement speed, that would have been nice, but unfortunate. Retribution. The reason we're leveling Retribution is just so if we do take any hits in the future from, say, like a cat tagging us or this arrow tagging us, for example, we're going to heal back a nice chunk of health. And if we end up out-healing the damage, so like our health is already at full, and then we get hit, and then we overheal from Retribution, it actually triggers Inner Peace, which is very, very good. We're not playing a power damage character to really make Retribution do all the damage, so I have no threat in it taking over the run from Trail of Fire. Now Inferno, on the other hand, might actually take over the run. Fine shield. Yeah, what's our percent now? 1010. Isn't that kind of disgusting? Let me know in the comments. I think I said this in the Skadi video as well, but if you're watching this and you want to see some dumb idea, or you have a dumb idea and you're not sure how it'll work, or etc., let me know and I will give it a try. There are certain things that I am just going to preference and say I'm not really going to want to try or if you do request it, I'm not going to do it in Darkness 100. And that's stuff like Summon a Skadi, right? I've done a clear with Summon a Skadi in 100, and it was the most mind-numbing, non-enjoyable thing I've ever done. Unfortunately, the wolves just suck. We're going to take this. Unfortunately, the wolves just suck. They don't scale well at all. They generally do less damage than any other summon in the game from what I've experienced. Even Ravens end up outpacing them. You can get them doing good damage. Oh, we only have one power slot spare. I mean, we'll just take the 36% damage, it's whatever. Because that's obviously going to just give us a bunch here. So if you end up requesting Summon Skadi, I'll probably just crank it down to like 70 or 60 or something like that and do it. Just to showcase it. Now, the other fortunate thing is my Skadi actually does have a pair of medium boots. They're only expert quality, but they have a pair of boots with summon movement speed on them, which makes the wolves run really, really fast, but the damage is still awful. That's the sad part. But any other build, I will try to make it work in D100, but if you see the video isn't Darkness 100, trust me, that means I have tried a bunch to make it work in D100 and it just didn't pan out. So bear that in mind. That's a good indication of where I think something is power-wise, is if the video is in Darkness 100 or not. Or it's a matter of, I just don't have the gear for it yet, sort of thing. I mean, nothing here really does anything, so we're just going to start spamming levels now. Pretty much have everything we want. We just need to get, well, that's not true actually, we need to get stuff from the Fates. Dead Judgment's fine. We'll take that for the 15%. That also fills up the slot. Oh nope, there's one more slot. Never mind. Movement speed. Oh, look at that. It's actually a noticeable difference. It's beautiful. I can almost cry. But yeah, there's some Nixie Dash stuff I'm cooking as well. I need a little bit more gear for it. That's kind of what you... actually, wait, I don't know if you saw it in this video or not. But at the start, I was looking for Black Lightning stuff, etc. It's kind of like what I did for the other Nixie video that's already on the channel. It's basically going to be using Half Moons to proc Black Lightning, and Half Moons are going to proc from when you dash. So I'm trying to build a set which is basically permanent Night Shift, with the idea of being able to stay in with the 90% recharge speed increase from being inside Shadow Shift, and spamming sickles everywhere with Half Moon, and then proc Black Lightning with them, because they have a very high chance to proc Black Lightning. But I've got some other challenge stuff I'm already cooking. You probably would have noticed on the channel that I've got the level 8 Acheron clear. I'm working on a level 1 Acheron clear, which is completely possible, but I need a couple of other pieces for that to work. Spoiler alert, basically need crescent moons because they work the exact same way as blades, but they have a higher velocity movement speed than blades on default. This is what we want, the area increase being masters, because now we can tackle people from miles away. Because for some reason, the damage area is only 2 squares, but that is clearly bigger than 2 squares. I'm pretty sure they just input the wrong thing there. I think the damage area is meant to be for these trail of fires. But yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. We are taking a lot of damage. Let's save this heal. Let's not pull a Jeff, shall we? If we can find the face legendary for an extra dash, actually, we want both their legendaries. That would be very, very good. Now it should be 3 squares. Wow! Yeah. I'm hoping they'll buff some of the other dashes, like dive, for example. Dive is pretty miserable right now. I do have a dive build, it's just not great for D100. It requires a lot of RNG to work in Darkness 100, but it's pretty good for just farming as Nixie. I could probably showcase that one actually in like Darkness 60. It's a good way. It was like a mindless build that I was doing for farming some of the uniques by wearing Farmer's Ring. But it's basically the same dash build, probably just using dive. Please? Oh, I mean, Lifeline's good. Increases our area for failure. I didn't even realize we're up to 11 minutes already, actually. That's kind of surprising. I am slowly... So here's the issue, right? I'm working on the high kill strategy, similar to what we had for Act 1. Where we were doing like the 50 to almost 60k kills a run sort of thing with Merris. I'm working on that for Act 2. But the issue with Act 2 is... the bug that was used to make that possible has been fixed. Which, that bug was, Shatter was counting every kill as if it was happening twice. Because you had the actual kill, and then you had the Shatter proc kill. Which, basically just doubled your kill count, right? That's been fixed when Act 2 came out, so the kills are gonna be... Actually, we could scam some health with that. Let's save it for a second. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Some of these shrines heal for percentages. So if we increase our health value before we pick them up and then change it back, we technically heal for more. So like, for example, if I do this real quick, and then put it back on. Yeah, it's a little trick for you. If you ever need a full heal, increase your max health, pick up a shrine that's percentage based, and then change your health back again to the actual things that you want to wear. And yeah. I'm gonna get movement speed though, because we are still very slow. It's a little trick to get a bunch of health. And that works with pretty much nearly every source of... Does Trail of Fire only have 5 levels? I guess it does. Nearly every source of healing in the game. Like, these hearts are percentage based, this is percentage based, so we can do this. Take a hit. Oh wait, we should actually wait until this curse is wore off before I click it. Yeah, this curse will screw things over. So we click this, we take this heart, go back over. Bam. Because we're increasing the threshold of how much health it's going to give us, because it's technically giving us the same percentages, but the actual value of that percent is higher. Because your current doesn't change when you touch your max health. Your max health changes. Cast cooldown's fine. It's there for balancing reasons, which is obviously very, very important. Right? more movement speed. It's obviously very, very important that it's like that, because it prevents things from, like, just spamming like this and then suddenly healing to full. It prevents that from happening. But you can obviously game the system a little bit with the shrines. Oh. I generally thought she was dead there. There we go. And those hearts, for example, the big hearts that drop from bosses, always heal you for 30% of your health, obviously increased if you have any heal percent. But because they heal 30% of your health baseline, you could technically do the same thing, increase your max health by equipping different gear that has dropped during the run. Pick it up, and then swap back to your old gear, and you'll full heal yourself. Same with these things. But hey, look. I'm being informative. Pickup drops. I like pickup drops from these shrines because coming into this patch, they actually fixed pickup drop percent. It actually works now, so it does directly impact the drop rates of pickups, whereas before it just didn't do anything at all. But to compensate for that, luck did get nerfed as well a little bit. But they do work in conjunction to each other, so since we have... Oh, we have 0% luck. We haven't found any luck shrines yet. But since we have pickup drops, if we find a little bit of luck now, we'll start seeing more pickup drops on average. It's nice. Yeah, we're doing damage now. Isn't this great? We'll take protection. Now, obviously, Day of Judgment and I don't want to take Light Rays. Obviously, Day of Judgment and Inferno are doing a lot of work here for us as well, but a lot of the damage is, of course, coming from Trail of Fire and also this static electric circle. Lightning circle, sorry. So it's the main important things. Day of Judgment and Inferno are just going to be a nice safety net for the tougher portions of the run. We could find one of those purple swirlies that are like, that gives us, recharge rate? That would be very funny. We should be getting bombers in a second, though. And so just move in squares. They'll constantly try to adjust to where you are. And then because you're moving in squares, they'll eventually path towards you anyway. Okay, we're going to take 1 point of this, and then we're going to banish it. We're just taking the 1 point because we want the 15%, but it's going to, you know, keep showing up otherwise. Yeah, that was definitely not 2 squares. Where is it? It's 5 squares. Ooh, spooky. We'll take the 1 strike and then we'll banish it as well. Recharge speed. You can also do this. So if you zigzag like this, they're always going to try and aim for where you're going. So if you want to move in a straight line and collect shrines, zigzag towards them. So what they're going to do is, like, they'll throw up here, then I'll turn over here, they'll throw up here, and we're just going to keep doing this. And you're basically baiting them to throw off into random areas that you're not even going. So you'll just keep doing this. Obviously, we've killed them all now, and I can't really showcase that, but you'll see it later with the one that throws the clusters of them. You just move in these zigzags, and they should miss every time. Also, we're doing a lot of damage just zigzagging. It's kind of funny. Alright, we'll banish this. Take the clips. Oh. Now you show? Look. I'm just gonna hold the button now. So this was my original proposal, by the way. What you're seeing Lightning Circle do here was actually my original proposal for what they could have done to change to Lightning Ball, Ball Lightning. I originally proposed that the idea of reworking Ball Lightning in Act 1, like I proposed this idea in Act 1, to rework Ball Lightning to basically just be an electric static ball that follows you around when you dash. And so you can still interact, still attack and stuff in the dash. Because at the time, Ball Lightning was the only dash in the game, and still is really, where you fully lose control of your character in terms of being able to do other things. The other dashes and stuff, you could like attack and then dash sort of thing like that. Ball lightning just completely removed your dashes from like allowing you to attack. And it still does that to a degree, but obviously Ball Lightning now has a lot better player control. You are a lot easier to control with it, and it's much nicer. I know a lot of people don't like the new Ball Lightning because of the RNG nature of it, but to be fair, there is really no other use for luck. Luck is just kind of an awkward stat, so getting some luck and some dash area, ultimately still very good. Okay, well that's just rude. These wizards, these guys in the cave that float around and just like, I'm gonna spam random debuffs on your face, get fucked. Those are probably the thing I hate most in Act 2. Which is very ironic, because I was one of the people that proposed bringing something like that into Act 2. If you ever go through the Discord, in the, I think it's the feedback section, I wrote this entire post, which was the idea behind Act 2's D100 as well, which was basically to make an entire darkness difficulty level that's just meant to be unbeatable, just completely batshit insane, crazy levels of not possible to do, have a lot of tedious things that people will hate, but with no reward incentive behind it, so that way no one feels like they have the necessity to go into it and play it. Alright, cool, I can show it here. It's basically just zigzag like this. You notice how like they throw off into the distance, and then we just go the opposite direction. Divine Shield's still active, we haven't been hit once. Grab this, and then we'll nuke him real quick. And yeah, you just keep doing this. Like, they will miss every time. It makes it very easy. And you can do this on every character. You don't have to dash, you can just walk and do this. Like, look, you can just walk. I'm gonna dash occasionally just to kill the enemies that are running at me, but you can just walk and they will miss every time. You just have to zigzag or running squares. This is how you have to do it for when you're playing summons, by the way, is you run in squares like this. And then you hope that you have Winter, or you have something else that CCs them, for example, so your summons can finally catch them. At that point, you should be able to kill them. Alright, 4 seconds, and then we've got the boss. Glad Inferno just proc, actually. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Dash, dash, dash. Where did he go? Come back. Dash, dash, dash. Yeah, if we got the +1 dash, we could have just like nuked him and he would have died. We actually missed quite a bit to make this insane. But yeah, Trail of Fire. Trail of Fire is very, very good. I like Trail of Fire. It's very fun. It's much better than it once was. I really hope that they fix burning so it feels better in that department. But yeah, burning, because of the fact enemies get a 8% damage reduction to percentile damage, which means burning and soul stealers in a sense. You deal less damage with your percent damage because of that. They get 8% every darkness level, so by the time you get to darkness 100, burning's doing nothing, and soul stealers are doing nothing. Soul stealers damage will then come from the cursed status it applies, and it becomes basically just a mayhem enabler. Burning, unfortunately, is just there. In my opinion, it's just something that will end up buffing Hoarfrost if you get Winter, or it's there to buff something like, say, Skardy's talents, where they take more damage for each status on them, and those type things. It's never going to be a main damage component, unfortunately. In lower darkness stuff, it can be quite fun. You play attack speed Skardy with a bunch of status effect related stuff on them, and you can just waltz through things. It's pretty funny. But in higher darkness, it just immediately drops off. Anyway, Trail Fire. I will go hover over the gear and do the talents thing again, like I do at the end of every video now. Now that I actually remember how to, not that I remember how to, but I now remember to do it. Yeah, these are the changes. We've got these dash gloves. We've got 30% dash boots here. Dash ring for the experience. Running waste, of course, for the actually crazy amount of offers it gives. Experience per second from Arcane Stone. I generally think this is just the best jewel in the game for any character that needs the early levels to go by quickly. Because 1.52 just gets you level 2 very, very fast, especially when you have one other piece with like 1 experience on it. Like, it just gets you to level 2 very, very fast, which in a lot of cases is enough for most builds just to go. Like, you think about something like Immortal Averon, for example, right? You get a little bit of experience per second, and suddenly you're hitting in a piece instantly, or you're hitting Retribution almost instantly in the run, and it makes a world of difference. We're also running this staff. It has life on attack kill, which is unfortunate. I much prefer it if it was just kill in general, and it's also got Gladiator, which is very nice for elites. And then we run Nomad. We could also run the other one, which is just the Wanderer, I think it's called. We're running Fried Rice, best relic in the game in my opinion, just 8 dice everywhere. Dash damage and dash area. Tier 1 amulet still for the Master and Legend offers, just to make this actually possible. And yeah, that's the gear. Talents wise, main components in here are stuff like High Sork for the leveling up your casts to give you damage for each level in your cast. This is general damage, not cast damage, so this will just buff all your damage. We also got Channel. When you're not attacking, get 80% damage. We've took all these, of course, which is basically just deal area damage around us. This is what made that lightning circle and what made it do so much damage in the first place. Cooldown reduction, but to counteract the cast speed reduction that we got going on here. Cooldown reduction to counter that. Charge field to buff these for every point that we put into a dash blessing. And then some dice, support radius, and surge to give us some spam. The 2 points are in esoteric flow, just as you saw, to make the early game a little bit more comfortable for the dash build, because obviously you're going to be proccing things like Inferno every now and then. You'll proc Dare Judgment occasionally. Sometimes it will be nice and refresh your Divine Shield. If you're running a Mort build for some of that, you can use this to proc Sudden Death more frequently. I guess it's very nice to get through the early game with that. But the main emphasis is on Surge over here for the charge speed, and the High Sork for the scaling, to push this up with God of War, and you get crazy percentile damage. And that's pretty much, like, High Sork on any build with Merris is pretty much the same thing. If you get High Sork, you get God of War, you get crazy general damage up here, and you can make almost anything work. Summons still struggle a little bit, but that's how I made summons work as well. You can do attack builds with the same similar thing. They feel a lot worse than trying to do a summon build, just gonna let you know that. But I might try Darkness 60, Fireball Merris, like big meatball Merris type thing, and see what we'll go with there. But yeah, that was the Trail of Fire run. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.